Hello dear friends, so here I am back. Haven't recorded a video for some time because I was still busy with my project and finally got finished. I created it with Filamentum Extrafill PLA Lilac, and as you can see I went through quite a bit of this roll and it's really a lovely color, and the end result you can see here. It's my 3D printed bag or purse, as you say, and it's half 3D printed and half knitted. Yeah, and I not only used needles like these, as you normally would, I also used a knitting mill. So let's put it over here. I used a knitting mill. I don't know if you ever have seen something like that. You know, I already used that at school, but the one that I used when I was small was made out of wood. And this one you just have to turn a crank, as you can see here, and there's a weight at the lower bottom, and then it produces this kind of stuff. I don't know if you can see it here in black. I have one in black, and here's the one in white that's coming out on the lower side. So you can create lots of fancy stuff. To create the bag, I printed these panels. Yeah, as you can see, they have 3 holes. There are some like these. There are some for the edges over here, and there are some for bottom and top. They belong here. Yeah. So, and then I also knitted these ropes with the hand mill that you have just seen, and one rope goes in the middle, one goes right and one goes left, and all this together created so much weight that I decided only to print the front part and the rest is knitted. I haven't knitted for a while, so it was quite challenging, and to give it a little bit more stabilization, I put in some felt. As you can see here, the felt you can easily cut in the form that you need it, and then I filled these panels so they're knitted double, yeah, and then I put these felt panels inside, and it has a zipper, and as you can see when you look on the inside, you can see this whole bag is also knitted on the inside. Yeah, and so I'm going to close it. It's quite heavy, so I would rather call this like a prototype, and I'm going to work on a other solution so it gets a little bit lighter, so you can maybe make the whole thing 3D printed. But yeah, I like it a lot. It was quite time consuming. I haven't knitted for a while, I haven't sewed for a while, so it was quite challenging for me. I really love it. I already posted some pictures on Twitter, and the people, they really liked it. And yeah, so I have also other how do you say, panels that I created. So these ones here, as you can see, those were the ones I initially started off with. They're a little bit bigger and they're very skinny. So this would have been better, yeah. And my initial idea was to create these ropes around the panels and then simply stitch them. And as you can see, if you stitch around them, you cannot see the form anymore. Yeah, it looks like a circle. And yeah, what you could do maybe is just knit a panel and then just sew around it without using the hand mill. That would maybe work. Yeah, and then you could save lots of weight. And I have created lots of different styles of these. As you can see here, this would be quite nice. Yeah, I will show you later some pictures of all the different designs that I did. But as you see, I went from this design because I really wanted to use the knitting mill. So I had to increase the thickness so the ropes can go through, and I made them much smaller. And I would have to put them on the scale, but I think these are still a little bit more heavy than those are. Yeah. Yeah. Nevertheless, I have another roll of filament from Filamentum, and I will create a different design, and I will play around a bit because I caught fire with this project. It's really so cool. And the idea is really to bring two different crafts together, you know, the technical part of 3D printing and the handcrafted part of knitting or sewing or crocheting. Yeah, it could be maybe a cool project that you could do together with your wife or your children. And yeah, because I know that we 3D printing guys, we are sitting around in our small little printing caves, you know, nerd caves, and then our beloved ones, they cannot join in maybe because maybe they're not interested in the hobby as we are, and so they're left out. And so this would be a cool project where you can really maybe bring them in, yeah, and so you can do it together. And maybe your wife has a cool idea how to create the panels. You don't have to stick to this form. You can do something totally different. And you could use maybe markers or glitter markers or you know, other color markers to put on some little colors if you do not want to print everything. Because at the moment I don't have multicolor printing. That would be so cool. Recently the Palette 2 came out. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I'd like to have it. So I would go wild creating stuff like that with a multicolor. Yeah, so what I did here, I did it in layers. I just changed the color in layers. Yeah, that would also work. But nevertheless, you can color it later by painting on them, or multicolor, or just stay with one color as I did. So there's tons of stuff that you could do. And yeah, so if you want, you can just go on watching, because the second part will now be me talking about the pictures, you know, the steps, and also you can look at some time lapses, how all this went along. And yeah, hope you liked it. Yeah? Okay, so enjoy the rest if you like always. Bye bye. So here you can see the panels, what they looked like initially. This was the design I started off with, and then later I found out that it didn't work for me for this project, and I moved on to the other design. So it looked very nice. This is here the knitting mill that I used. Here are the printed panels. Some of them I printed more later on. Here I'm arranging the panels just to see how the layout could be. And yeah. Here you can see me pulling the ropes through the tiles. And as I had so many tiles, I had to knit lots of ropes, and yeah, it was quite time consuming. And yeah, so this is how it worked. Here you can see what it looks like finished. Then I create another rope, and I put it on the lower side, and I put one on the upper side too. but I had to shorten the ropes, as you can see in the next picture here. There, they're already shortened. And then, yeah, I also knitted it. Now here's how I did it. It was quite a bit of work because I didn't want to use needle and thread. Just wanted to use the crocheting hook. And here's the belt. I created a pocket and put it inside. And here's how I closed it on the upper surface. And here's the part that I put on the back side of the panel. Yeah. And you can see in the next time lapse how I'm doing it. Yeah. So all of this was much more work than I thought it would be. So in this part you can see me attaching the different panels to each other. Yeah, so there is the bottom panel, the side panels, and the back panels. As you can see, my cat joined in a bit to help me. Here's the back body finished. All the panels are attached to each other, and then I started creating the handles. For the handles, I knitted some more ropes, and I had already printed some 3D printed parts, and then I also knitted the handle itself, and then later you can see how I'm joining everything together. Cat decided to join in again, and then in the last part you can see me sewing the handles on the bag body, and yeah, I was quite happy when I was finished. It was lots of work, but it was worth it. I really love my bag.